Screen Rant is honestly committed gold. Like, dude, I'm not even joking when I say that Screen Rant is probably my favorite website at this point because they're just really funny, dude. Like, I was just seeing this list called 20 Cartoon Network shows you completely forgot about, and they put Billy and Mandy here. Billy and Mandy. What the fuck is Samurai Jack doing here? Like, no one forgot about Samurai Jack. Fucking no one. And just seeing this list, I'm just like, wait, Kids Next Door, like Grim and Evil. I mean, yeah, I guess people maybe forgot that Billy and Mandy used to be a segment from Grim and Evil, but even then, most people, like, they haven't necessarily forgotten about it, they just don't think about it. Which I guess it's really what this list is trying to say. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? I guess a lot of people have forgotten about it. What a Cartoon? It's a bit in the middle. Megas XLR? I don't think it's really that forgotten. I just think it's old. Not really old, but you know, it's not really relevant anymore. But you know, if you bring up Megas XLR, people will still fucking... Like, I think that it's still... It's something that people still, like, care about it. They just don't have enough opportunities to bring the show up. And Time Squad, it's a bit of a middle. Space Ghost Coast to Coast, I don't think it's really that obscure. Samurai Jack is fucking... This is... Like, are you... You know what's the funniest part? Is that this list was published in, like, 2017. December, might I add. And last year, season 5 of Samurai Jack aired, and a lot of buzz was fucking built. And you're telling me that people forgot about this? I mean, are you kidding me? Even after season 5 aired, you really think that people forgot about Samurai Jack? Camp Lazlo, not really. The Moxie Show, I guess people forgot about that. Cow and Chicken, depends on who you're talking to. Squirrel Boy in the middle. Hi, Puffy Yumi. This one's weird. I actually don't know if people... I mean... I guess it's also in the middle. I haven't really forgotten about this. I just haven't found the opportunity to watch it. Because I do actually really want to watch The Life and Times of Juniper Lee. Because it's been a while since I watched this, and I have no fucking idea if it holds up. And I'm very curious. And I hope there's a 16:9 version available of this series. Yeah, fucking Flapjack. Like, Flapjack at this point is just a fucking meme because of how people call it underrated. Like, literally everyone calls Flapjack underrated, which makes no sense. Like, if everyone thinks it's underrated, then it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just good, you know. It's a good show. It's not underrated. Like, not that many people dislike Flapjack. Maybe back when it was first released, but now I don't think that many people dislike Flapjack. Alright. Now this list like blew my fucking mind because I honestly don't really understand what's the point of this. I don't really get, like, the title says that you know, 20 things wrong with Penny we all choose to ignore. But when you read this article, you'll realize that most of the things this guy points out are stuff that no one necessarily has forgotten about it. They just don't, like, they either overlook it. I mean, it's not really that people overlook it. They just like simply accept that as her flaw. I mean, okay, let's talk about the number 20, which is the fact that she doesn't seem to be bothered with Leonard's mistake. And I'm going to assume he's talking about that one time Leonard kind of cheated on her. And I mean, it's somewhat debatable as to whether or not that's a flaw or not. I will say that there are some circumstances where I actually do think that's kind of a flaw. I mean, imagine if Leonard was like a fucking just sleazy piece of shit who like cheated on Penny all the time. If Penny had the same level of forgiveness she had when she kind of forgave Leonard for cheating on him, sorry, Yeah, if that were the case, then like Penny would just be constantly manipulated by him, and yeah, that's kind of a bad thing. But in this case, I don't think that it was like a bad thing, because like Leonard does genuinely love her, and he does like feel bad for what he did, and, so I could argue that her forgiving him was a good thing, because at the end of the day, she was willing to overlook that moment of weakness of him, and she just forgave him. But again, I think it's debatable. I think it's a 50-50 as for whether or not it's a good thing that she has this amount of forgiveness inside her. But I still think that at the end of the day, it didn't really bite her in the balls. She's completely unsympathetic to Sheldon, which is wrong. Like, yeah, she's kind of weirded out by him, and yeah, there are times when she does get annoyed by him, but like, at least in the first 4 seasons, like, aside from Leonard like pretty much knew exactly how he thought, Penny was one of the few people who would actually like put up with him, like just completely put up with all of his bullshit. And yeah, sometimes she would get annoyed, reasonably so, because Sheldon is by default an annoying person to be around. Like, he's extremely condescending. Like, do you really think that anyone would just be okay with someone just constantly talking down to you? Of course she's gonna get irritated. And yeah, of course there are gonna be times when she doesn't like sympathize with some of his like quirks and stuff, but that's normal. That's not really a flaw. I mean, if anything, I think that her relationship with Sheldon only shows that she's like very altruistic. I mean, it shows that like she was willing to like put up with Sheldon for so many years until, I guess until maybe 2 years, when Sheldon sort of had more respect for Penny. I mean, I specifically remember a certain episode where Sheldon was trying to decide who he was going to kick out of his social group, and Penny initially thought that it was going to be her, but turns out it was Raj. So Sheldon saw more value in Penny being his friend than he saw Raj. So yeah, I guess it wasn't really that long. She's basically a manic pixie dream girl. This is of course very personal. I like Penny, but I don't think she's that desirable. I mean, she's hot, I guess, but that's pretty much it. And again, I'm not trying to say that she's like bland or that she doesn't. Like I said, I do like Penny. I do like her personality. I like her for what she is, but I don't necessarily see her as someone who I would want to be my girlfriend. Sort of. I mean, even if we're looking from Leonard's perspective, there's a certain episode where Leonard was like pretty like transparently bugged by the fact that she never really gone to college. I mean, I don't know if I think it's because she dropped out of college. I don't think it's because she didn't go to. But either way, like, Leonard was definitely bothered by the fact that Penny never finished college. So like, and while she's still like his dream girl, she's not even like his perfect dream girl. I think Leonard would be a lot more satisfied if she did complete college. But what about that time she said that she believed in like fucking, what's it called, fortune telling? Leonard fucking laughed at her face and even said to Howard, I have no idea how am I supposed to be in a relationship with someone who just completely contradicts with my beliefs. So like, she's not like a manic pixie dream girl. I don't think she's that much. I mean, I guess this is more of a preferential thing. Some people might think otherwise, but personally, I don't think she's that much, and I don't even think that she's the perfect for Leonard. I mean, when I say perfect, I mean like what this person is trying to say. I'm not trying to say that she's like a bad match for Leonard. I'm just pointing this. Whatever, you kind of get what I mean. And She was married to Zack the whole time. She spent the night with Raj, even though she was drunk. How she drowns her sorrow. She doesn't have a last name, and it's not that she doesn't have a last name. It's that the series hasn't really revealed, or maybe they have. I haven't really watched The Big Bang Theory in a while, so maybe they have. Maybe there was an episode where they stated that nah, she doesn't really like having a last name. I don't know. I have no idea. She doesn't actually like any of her friends. That's not true. I mean, I guess you could say she didn't like Howard, but that was only temporarily. And that's not really true. She does like if she didn't like her friends, why would she hang out with them? Just because they're neighbors? Like, I don't know. I mean, whatever, I guess. She has a massive amount of depth. I really don't think people ignore that. She's condescending. Not really. I don't think she's that. She's a hypocrite. Okay, this is the part that really made me laugh. They say that she's a hypocrite because like she easily gets addicted to the same hobbies Leonard and Sheldon do, and she constantly makes fun of them for being engaged in those hobbies. But here's the thing. Yeah, the few times she was addicted, she was in fact addicted, but not for too long. She eventually dropped those hobbies because she's not really that interested in them. Like, I don't really like. Penny makes fun of Penny makes fun of Leonard and Sheldon because they're constantly obsessed with their hobbies. She's not. She only had a couple of moments of weaknesses, you know. She's a stereotype, which is actually true. Her only fan is Kevin Smith. Honestly, I don't think I really care about any of the entries here because it's really just a case where this guy's just pointing out flaws that she has as a person, I guess. But again, I really don't think that people ignore. People just accept it. I mean, some of the flaws here. I mean, I think they even mentioned the fact that she drinks. And maybe I don't know. I maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But you know, the fact that for instance she has a massive amount of depth. Some people might like her because of that. Some people might think that she's interesting because of that. You know, like so like. If that's the reason why some people might think she's interesting, how could they even ignore it? And that makes absolutely no fucking sense. But by far, the funniest list I've seen is 21 things about Team 7 that make no sense. Like this list is just comedic gold. Alright, let's start with calling them a balanced team. When the teams were decided, the teachers said they consistent of balanced group. Iruka even explained that Naruto and Sasuke were paired because Sasuke was the best student in the class and Naruto was the worst. However, Iruka himself knew that there was more to Naruto. In the first episode, blah blah, quickly Naruto grows to be one of the strongest genins out there. So basically they're trying to say that they're not balanced because I guess Naruto eventually became better. I mean I don't really understand. Like, were you expecting him to just become like a shit ninja for like ever? Like, obviously, like the reason why. I mean, first of all, I don't think this person understands that. I mean, I don't think it's because I don't think that it's that they don't understand. It's more so that they didn't really take this in account, which is the fact that Sasuke had the highest grades and Naruto had the worst grades. And like, yeah, that's probably the reason why they called them a balanced team. And besides, this wasn't even the only reason why they teamed them up. There's also the fact that, you know, Naruto fucking has the Nine Tails and Sasuke has the Sharingan, and the Sharingan can control QB. So, you know, Naruto's romantic interest in Sakura. I guess, I mean, I don't really understand why that's a bad thing. So apparently this person has a problem with the fact that Naruto had a crush on Sakura even though Sakura treated him like shit. But here's the thing though. I can't really pinpoint when exactly Naruto kind of stopped having feelings for Sakura. I mean, have you forgotten about that one scene where Sakura was all like, yeah, I'm in love with you. I don't really care about Sasuke anymore. He's a rogue ninja, so I'm moving on from him. For now on, I'm gonna be your girlfriend. Naruto's all like, Sakura, don't fuck with me. I know you're lying. So like, I mean, you could argue that the reason why he said that was, well, for one, Sakura was suggesting that they should just stop going after Sasuke, which is something that Naruto didn't really agree on. And then there's also the fact that like Naruto is very much aware of the fact that Sakura is in love with Sasuke, so you could also argue that that was just him being, I guess, mature enough to acknowledge that he's probably not going to end up with Sakura ever because her heart, I guess, belongs to Sasuke. So, but either way, you know, didn't really have the same, like, I don't really understand what this person, like, I don't really, like, yeah, she treated him like shit, but, you know, she also eventually stopped, kind of, you know, she had more respect for Naruto by the time part 1 ended. So, like, I don't really like. What do you want, man? Like, what exactly did you want to happen? You know, like, big whoop. Like, I don't really like. So what if Sakura treated Naruto like shit? You know, they're still friends. You know, Naruto can still have an affection for her even if she doesn't treat him well. It's not that uncommon. All right, this part really puzzles me. So this person, like, in case you're not, I mean, I doubt you don't know what this person is talking about, but essentially during the Land of Waves mission, they initially thought that it was a C rank mission up until Zabuza came, and it became, I don't specifically remember what letter it was. It was either, I think it was A. I might be wrong, but I think it became an A rank mission by the time Zabuza came, because like Zabuza was a Jonin who killed a Kage. So yeah, it was no joke. So this person is like complaining that Kakashi never got to like send the kids back after Zabuza came, but like they were already like in the middle of the mission, you know, and if they were to abandon, they would just essentially pussy out. I mean, Naruto was definitely not gonna pussy out. Like, he fucking stabbed his hand when he got poisoned or something like that. He was all like, nope, I ain't going anywhere. So like, yeah, I don't really get why this is a problem. Only successfully completed 16 missions. Yeah, no shit, because they got really busy. Like, I don't think, yeah, I mean, after the tuning exam, they didn't really have any opportunities to like be together as a team. So yeah, that's the only reason why they completed 16 missions. Like, I don't, this list is very strange. Like, who wrote this? Pardoning Sasuke's crimes. Yeah, because, you know, when the 4th war ended, Kakashi was all like, yeah, even though you did a lot of fucked up shit, I'm gonna forgive you. We're not gonna jail you. So I guess that's the issue this person has, you know. Even though Sasuke was a huge fucking help, like a really huge help during the 4th war, and like Kakashi was probably just like, you know what, Sasuke is already on the same page as we are, you know. There's no reason to continue any amount of like animosity, you know. Like, he probably just didn't really feel the need to punish Sasuke anymore. And besides, like I said before, he helped, like he was a big help during the 4th Shinobi War. I think the amount of help he offered was enough to repay his crimes, you know. Their intense loyalty to one another. So I guess they're talking about the fact that when Sasuke abandoned them, Naruto and Sakura continued to fucking, you know, go after him, even though Sasuke volunteered himself to leave. So that's probably the issue this person has. Okay, I'm not gonna speak for Sakura because, quite frankly, I don't fully understand her mind that well. But for Naruto, I don't really. It's not really that hard to understand. You know, he saw Sasuke as a brother. He saw Sasuke. I mean, he volunteered, but you know, if you saw your brother go through a like fucking shitty direction, like imagine if your brother decided to like join a gang, like would you just be okay with it? Wouldn't you want your brother to be saved? Like it's the same thing, you know. Again, Naruto didn't really grow up without a family, and yeah, even though Sasuke was kind of a dick to him, like, it's like, I don't know, like, the relationship he had with Sasuke isn't really that different from typical sibling relationships. Like, when you think about it, it's really not that different. You know, they were rivals, they kind of bickered with each other, but at the end of the day, they had each other's backs. Like, I understand why, like, it's not really that much of a big deal that Naruto would, and besides, you know, it's also not really inconsistent since Naruto is kind of a stubborn, idealistic dude, so he would want to have hope that he would eventually, you know, capture him. Taking the Chunin exams as rookies, well, I mean, so who cares? Like, I don't really get it. Like, so what? Like, I don't get it. That's not really a big deal. So, I mean, wasn't like Shikamaru a rookie as well? He succeeded. Naruto and Sasuke went to the finals. They were rookies. So, yeah, it was just a case where Kakashi had a lot of hope for them, and in some ways, they did their best. You know, they did a really good job during their training exams. They didn't succeed, but you know, they still did a good job. Naruto's prolonged ignorance about his heritage. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he didn't know who his parents was because they kept it a secret. And now I will say one thing. I actually do kind of agree with this point for one little detail. I mean, okay, there's no evidence that the majority of the people in the village knew who Naruto's parents was, because like, how could they have known? You know, when they died, they were in like an unknown location. Like, no one knew where they were, and I doubt that many people even knew that Naruto's mom was pregnant. So like, you would have to really fucking just really dig in deep to even find out that Naruto was like Minato and Kushina's baby. And like, so yeah, the only thing they really knew was the fact that he had the Nine Tails sealed inside of him. But of course they would know that. I mean, the Nine Tails did attack the village, so eventually someone's gonna ask, what the fuck happened to that beast? And someone would blab and say, oh, it's inside that kid, you know, rumors spread. Like, I don't think that many people were even supposed to know that Naruto had the Nine Tails sealed inside of him, because, you know, the less people know, the better. I mean, the reason why it was kept a secret was so no one would, like, go after him. So, the fact that people knew that he hosted the Nine Tails was already kind of a problem. But even then, that still wouldn't like lead to some of them like know who his parents were, except for Kakashi and fucking the third Hokage. Those two were the only ones who knew. And I will say that it was strange that, I mean, the third Hokage, you could argue that he was busy, but Kakashi, like, it was kind of weird that he never brought that up. I mean, Naruto already knew he had the Nine Tails still inside of him, so was there really any point in continuing to keep that secret? So yeah, that was kind of weird. But everyone else, like, it's because they didn't know. It's not that hard to, yeah. Sakura's unused powers, I kind of agree with him, so I'm not gonna say much. Kakashi's reading romantic novels during lessons. Yeah. He liked reading romantic novels, and like, it's not really that much of a big deal. It's just a joke, you know. Naruto's apartment. Sasuke decided to train where his brother trained, so apparently this person has a problem with the fact that, you know, since Itachi also trained in Konoha, then, you know, Itachi would be familiar with Sasuke's abilities and skills and whatnot. Not really. I mean, if we're talking about basic abilities, the ones you learn at the academy, I mean, I really doubt that if Sasuke were to go anywhere, it would be that different. The thing is, you know, what really like sets people apart in terms of their skill is usually either their clan or their attributes, you know. So I would argue that if Sasuke were to learn, like if Sasuke were being trained by an Uchiha, and let's say that Uchiha have like a specific set of like techniques, like I guess I would kind of agree with this point, but that wasn't really the case. Like Sasuke was being trained by Kakashi, and then later he would be trained by Orochimaru. And also, I guess you can also argue that Kakashi had a Sharingan, so but like what the fuck do you expect him to do? Like he has to learn how to use the Sharingan. It's like it's his most powerful weapon. So he can't just waste that just because his brother can also use the Sharingan and probably knows how it works. So, you know. And again, you know, this doesn't really, like, nothing here makes any fucking sense, honestly. Sakura and Naruto's bright clothing. So I guess this person wanted ninjas to be, you know, wear like dark clothes so that they can be sneaky and stuff. But Naruto and Sakura aren't really those types of ninjas. Like, you're really talking about Anbu, and guess what? They do actually wear like fairly dark clothes, and yeah, they're just not really those types of ninjas. Like most of the missions they're in, like they don't really have to be sneaky. So yeah, the reason why they don't wear that is because they don't really need. I mean, most of the ninja in Konoha don't really, not just Konoha, even other villages, they don't really wear those types of clothes because, yeah, they don't really need it. Like, whatever, I guess. Naruto going on other teams' missions. Are you specifically talking about like particular teams? Or maybe he's just talking about like, you know, organized teams setup. I mean, this screenshot was from the Sasuke's retrieval arc, so I guess that was a case where Naruto was in fact assigned to rescue Sasuke, and he was teamed up with other people. And apparently this person has a problem with the fact that Naruto is apparently bad at teamwork, and that I even specifically remember he wrote it somewhere. Oh, there it is. He's still one of the worst ninja of all time. You know, the guy who defeated a Chunin all by himself, one-shot a fucking prodigy, defeated Gaara in his one-tail state, granted with the help of Gamabunta, learned a Kage level jutsu, and he's one of the worst ninja of all time? Are you fucking kidding me? And also, I don't think this person understands that the reason why not just Naruto but everyone else in this screenshot as well were assigned to do this mission was because at the time they were like all of their best ninja were occupied after the fucking incident with Orochimaru. So Tsunade just kind of had to assign them. They had to assign their best genin, and they had Shikamaru, who was a chunin at the time, lead the team because yeah, that was really the only thing they could have done. So yeah, but even then, like, he was not one of the worst ninja. What the fuck are you talking about? Sai being treated like a discount Sasuke. Now, when I read this title, I was a bit confused, but after reading it, basically this person complains that Sai was treated like an outsider, but that only really happened when they were initially teamed up. But to be fair, Sai was acting like a dick, and guess what? After he stopped acting like a dick, they treated him just fine. So I don't really think he was treated like an outsider. Also, there's also a certain point where they said that, where was it? I really need to point it out, because I specifically remember a certain point that was made, which apparently Sai was better. Oh, as he was better than Sasuke ever was. Okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be real nice and assume that this person is specifically talking about Sai being a teammate. And I guess if that was your criteria, I would understand. But if we're talking about strength, I completely disagree. Because Sai, not just him, but Sai, Naruto, Sakura, and Yamato, the four of them were ganging on Sasuke, and Sasuke was just toying around with him. You really think that Sai, all alone, would do anything against Sasuke? Absolutely not. Sai would get fucking violated by Sasuke. Like, Sai would scream his brother's name as Sasuke cream fucks this dude. Like, it's not even a competition. How long it took to acknowledge Sakura's weakness? I don't know, a couple of volumes during the Chunin exams. It wasn't really that long. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Naruto's feelings for Sasuke getting in the way. When exactly? I don't know. I don't think that Naruto's feelings were really that damaging. I mean, I guess there was that whole incident with Killer Bee when Naruto was trying to convince the fucking Raikage to not kill Sasuke, even though at that point Sasuke was like, he was proving to be a pretty dangerous dude, and you know, it was kind of reasonable that people would want to fucking just, you know, put him down, because he was a huge threat. Although, here's the thing though, Naruto is eventually proven to be right. So, what's the point here? Like, I don't get it. Yeah, it was a pretty huge risk for Naruto to, like, want to have so much hope and, like, being so willing to protect Sasuke and wanting to get him back. But at the end of the day, it worked. Sasuke is one of Konoha's strongest assets, and that only happened because Naruto saved him. So this ended up being a good thing. Why are you complaining? And also, I don't really get what this person means when he says that apparently it was a like, okay, let's try to look, let's rewind a little bit. There was the whole Final Valley battle. Naruto was assigned to catch Sasuke, so yeah, can't really complain there. Then there was this fight against Sasuke when the fucking Orochimaru's hideout was destroyed. Naruto was also assigned to investigate that. And then there was a whole 5 Kage Summit incident, which, you know what? I will say that was probably that was the one time where I do think that Naruto was in fact getting in the way, sort of. Granted, I still think that he was being pretty reasonable. I mean, you know, he was trying to like protect his friend, and like if Naruto were to die, then the cycle of vengeance would just continue, which was a bad thing. After he fucking confronted pain, he understands what it means to, you know, the whole conflict of war and shit. You know, Naruto was like hyper aware of that shit, and he didn't really want that to happen, so that's also another reason. Sasuke and Sakura's relationship, whatever, I guess. Honestly, I don't really want to bring that up. Sakura never measuring up. I don't know, maybe in part 1, but in Shippuden, she was pretty strong. They aren't a very good team. I don't know, maybe before the Chunin exams, but after that, they didn't really become a team. Except for the 4th war, which they did just fine, so I don't know what you're talking about. Where do all of their weapons come from? Their pockets? Oh, but their pockets are too small and they have too many fucking shurikens and kunai. That doesn't really make any sense, I guess. So yeah, this was really funny. This is a really funny list. This is probably gonna be a really long video.